Hi, and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today I'll be doing a review of the GWN-Q1000, something I wanted to do for a while now, but never got the chance to do it. When I did a review of the Rangeman, I said it was an answer to years-long prayers by GShock fans, as it was the first model to feature the full ABC package, meaning altimeter, barometer, compass, and thermometer. Up until then, you always had to choose between two sensors. You never got all three of them. Well, this, the new top-of-the-line Gulfmaster, has added another letter of the alphabet, making it an ABCD watch, with D standing for depth sensor. This makes it the first quad-sensor GShock and first quad-sensor Casio, making it the ultimate Casio watch that you can have. Although there were Casio watches with depth meters in the past and present, the new Frogman, this is the only GShock to feature all the available sensors that Casio makes. There is another first that will be known only to hardcore GShock and ProTrack fans. You see, up until now, just like with the sensors, they made you choose between a model that has moon and tide graph or model that has sunrise-sunset data. No models were available that had both, which did make choosing the perfect watch always a compromise. With this, even that is solved as you get both. This makes it perfect for people who won't settle for anything but the best. On top of all that, the watch is solar atomic, meaning it's self-charging and self-adjusting and has all the usual GShock goodies, a world time function with 31 time zones and 48 cities with time swap function, which is very convenient for frequent travelers, a 24-hour stopwatch, a 60-minute countdown timer, and 5 alarms. Since these functions alone would not be enough to justify the retail price of $850, which to someone might seem crazy for a GShock, Casio did improve the materials and build quality on this model. The biggest improvement is the Sapphire Crystal instead of the usual mineral. And please don't go commenting on how a sapphire is worse for a shock-resistant watch, or I will have to dig out an interview with one of Seiko's engineers where he explains that at the same thickness, sapphire is better in every way possible. The crystal is just the tip of the iceberg. The screen is done in a new technology that increases contrast and visibility, making this one of the best negative displays Casio has done. The strap is not attached in the usual way via spring bars, but it's screwed to the case. It reminds me a lot of the Frogman strap in both feel and look, with the double holes. The only difference is that it's not as long as the Frogman one, and it has a straight end instead of the shark fin. It also seems to be made of rubber only, as it's very supple, unlike other Master of G watches that have carbon fiber inserts in the strap. But don't think there isn't any carbon fiber in this, as the case is not made of ordinary resin we're used to, but a carbon-reinforced resin, which should make the watch even tougher. The buttons are large and made of satin brushed steel, which is another detail that gives them a premium feel and look over regular G-Shocks. These make even Mudmaster buttons look and feel cheap. The whole thing is rounded up with a beautiful blue and black IP-coated steel bezel and a deeply engraved massive caseback. The IP-coated bezel as a bumper protection is somewhat questionable when it comes to durability, but one cannot argue that it looks fantastic and makes the watch stand out. When it comes to size, the watch is huge. There's no way of hiding it. Even though the strap goes almost straight down, which does help with comfort on smaller wrists, it still looks too big on anything under 7 inches, at least to me. It simply dominates a smaller wrist like mine and makes it look overwhelming. If you're into oversized watches, this thing is definitely for you. The watch also has quite a heft for a G-Shock at 115 grams, which is another thing that gives the feeling of premium quality, as we subconsciously identify more weight with higher quality, whether we want to admit it or not. The buckle is also massive, and the keeper is metal, as you would expect from a Master of G. Sadly, it doesn't feature the revolutionary lip that the GBA-800 I reviewed has, but at least it looks awesome. The operation is done through a combination of buttons and a screw-in crown, which can be a bit clumsy as you will have to take the watch off to operate all the functions. The crown is used mostly to set up things, so once you set everything up, you won't be using it that much. But still, setting an alarm, timer, or even changing time zones into world time all require you to unscrew the crown, which is something I dislike. I still don't understand why Casio keeps pushing their smart crowns when everything worked great using buttons only. And by using buttons only, you don't have to take the watch off to use it. It's a more elegant solution in my opinion, even though the crown does add to the look of the watch. When it comes to using the basic function, time telling, this model excels at it. Just like the GBA I mentioned already, it has very large and contrasting hands and markers that are fully loomed and visible in any condition. Also, the backlight used is great as it uses one LED for the analog and another for the digital part, but that is something we luckily get on most Master of G watches. There was an issue with earlier batches of these models where the hour hand would return to the wrong position after being moved away from the screen, but that has hopefully been dealt with. Luckily, with its auto hands correction and very easy on-demand hand correction, this problem is just a small nuisance, nothing serious. In conclusion, this watch is a beast, but a very beautiful beast. It was the solution for all those people who couldn't decide whether they want one function or another on their GShock, as this watch simply had them all. It was the end of compromises with Casio, an apex model. You could finally give an answer to the question, what is the best the GShock money can buy feature-wise? Sadly or luckily, depending on how you look at it, this lasted barely 2 years, as the new Rangeman has brought back the compromise. It hasn't replaced this as the most feature-packed GShock, but rather it has brought back things to how they were. With its GPS navigation capabilities, but lack of depth sensor, it has forced us to choose once more what we prefer and what is more useful to us. It has also made it impossible to answer the question of what the best GShock money can buy is. I think Casio does this on purpose to make us buy more and more watches, as you really need a collection to get all the features and all the functions. But to be honest, I don't see a lot of us complaining about it. We just keep buying them, and each new model we purchase makes us happy all over again. It really is an addiction. Well, this pretty much completes this week's review, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe by pressing this button right here. And until the next video, bye.